Welcome to SpeedyPodz, episode 37. Imagine OpenAI spent billions building the world's most advanced high-tech factory, and then an open source lab just figures out how to 3D print the exact same products in their garage for pennies.
Hmm.
That is basically exactly what just happened to the global AI market this week. So today we are analyzing this week's absolute whirlwind of AI and business news to show you exactly how the global landscape is shifting beneath your feet. Because the core tension we're seeing right now is that AI capabilities are skyrocketing, but the underlying economic models are turning completely upside down.
Yeah, they really are. And that tension definitely starts with this massive shockwave out of China with a model called DeepSeek V4. Because if you've been, tracking the benchmarks, this open source model is offering near frontier performance. I mean, it is literally rivaling top tier systems like GPT 5.5.
Oh, wow, really?
Right. But the real disruption isn't the smarts, it's the cost. They are pricing it at just $1.74 per million input tokens. Which, just to put that in perspective for you, an input token is basically a chunk of a word or data you feed into the model. Competitors are charging around $5 for that same exact amount.
So that is the 3D printed factory analogy right there. It's like getting a Ferrari for the price of a Honda. It really makes you wonder how U.S. labs can even survive this business model when international open source is just driving the cost of intelligence into the floor.
Absolutely. And with open source driving down software costs, the real bottleneck is just hardware, the compute. That is why we are seeing a ferocious global hardware boom right now. Demand is so intense, the Taiwan stock market just passed Canada's.
Wait, Taiwan passed Canada?
Yeah, propelled almost entirely by the chip manufacturer TSMC hitting a staggering $1.8 trillion valuation. The world simply cannot get enough AI chips.
And it's not just tech giants buying them up, right? One of the reports mentioned astronomy. Next-generation telescopes, like NASA's Roman, are going to flood scientists with tens of thousands of terabytes of data. They literally have to adopt AI just to process the sheer volume of the universe.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But this heavy dependency on hardware and data has sparked a huge geopolitical panic. Nations are realizing that whoever controls the compute controls the future. So we're seeing intense tech protectionism, like China just forced Meta to completely unwind its $2 billion acquisition of the AI startup Manus.
Okay, wait, I'm a bit confused. If nations are locking down their tech borders like that, how are companies supposed to keep growing? It seems like they're starting to break old rules just to survive.
Oh, they definitely are.
Take the irony in the Elon Musk versus OpenAI trial. Musk sued over OpenAI abandoning the nonprofit roots, but in court, he actually admitted that his own company, XAI, basically copied OpenAI's homework to build their Grok model.
Right, so the industry term for that is distillation. It's essentially using a smarter AI's outputs to train a cheaper AI. And what makes that admission wild is that the U.S. government just flagged that exact practice as a major national security threat. Because, it allows anyone to clone highly advanced systems.
Wow, so corporate alliances are just completely rearranging themselves. OpenAI is breaking out of its Microsoft exclusivity, expanding onto AWS, and even exploring an agent-driven smartphone.
Right, and meanwhile, Anthropic is embedding its models into creative software, but they are facing severe user backlash right now.
Why? What happened with Anthropic?
Well, users found out they were secretly being billed extra if the system detected them running competing open-source coding tools.
Yikes, that is not a good look.
No, not at all. But despite the drama, the sheer scale of the bets being placed by these companies is mind-numbing. Anthropic is still eyeing a $900 billion valuation. Google Cloud's backlog just doubled. And you have Meta projecting a jaw-dropping $145 billion AI spend for 2026.
That is insane. Oh, and didn't SpaceX actually tie Musk's CEO pay to building massive space-based data center?
Yes, they did.
Okay, let's bring this back down to earth. Because beyond the courtroom drama and the boardrooms, this technology is aggressively altering our physical reality right now. Like in healthcare, the tangible wins are incredible. A Mayo Clinic AI model is now detecting pancreatic cancer up to 3 years early.
Which is huge.
Yeah, and Meadows is actively deploying XR glasses into live Stanford hospital workflows, which overlay digital info onto a surgeon's real-world view. And Neurable is taking non-invasive mind-reading tech and putting it into everyday consumer wearables.
I mean, those are absolute medical miracles. But we do have to balance them with the immediate security risks, too. For instance, OpenAI's GPT 5.5 just proved it could reverse engineer a virtual machine in 11 minutes for less than $2.
A virtual machine, meaning it's basically taking apart an emulated computer system from the inside out.
Exactly. It didn't just guess passwords. It fundamentally mapped out a system's architecture in minutes,
Yeah.
showing us that AI is moving from just generating text to actively dismantling digital infrastructure.
That is terrifying.
Yeah, and on a societal level, we're seeing weird issues like AI sycophancy affecting kids. Chatbots are programmed to be so agreeable that they will blindly agree with terrible ideas, like a kid insisting on wearing an oddly tiny hat in public, rather than just pushing back and saying no.
Yeah.
And then you have the physical resource risks.
Well, actually, I'll stop you right there on the resource point, because there's a huge viral panic right now about AI boiling our oceans with its water consumption, and the data in our sources actually shows it's hugely overblown.
Oh, really?
Yeah, modern data centers use closed-loop cooling systems. That means they operate with near zero evaporation. The water just absorbs the heat and recirculates indefinitely.
Okay, that is vital context. So what does this all mean for you listening right now? You are basically witnessing a structural shift where AI goes from being a novelty chat app to the invisible infrastructure powering everything from your investments to your healthcare.
Which leaves us with a final provocative thought to mull over. If an AI can detect cancer years early and map out complex digital systems in a matter of minutes, will the concept of human expertise become a highly sought-after premium luxury, or will it become entirely obsolete? Thanks for watching SpeedyPodz. We'll catch you in the next one.